and show me the way. Hey, come baby, show me the way. Come and show me the way. You know you wanna show me the way. No more playing games. Hey, come baby, show me the way. Come on, demonstrate. You know you wanna show me the way. Ah, yeah.
She a great baby, bounce on my body, she a wine for me, no time to leave, no say bye to me, no. Real bad man, me a love and a body, the body make her never say she love me not. Real dog kid from my brother, me a Roger that. It's not war, if it's war, me a bringing that. Lady, show me the way, cause you're bad, Need you go bounce, cause you bad, One time if you really hustle for the green, 2 time if you're taking 1 for the team. New level, new tease, boot time we are make cream.
Show me the way. Hey, come baby, show me the way. Come and show me the way. You know you wanna show me the way. No more playing games. Hey, come baby, show me the way. Come on, demonstrate. You know you wanna show me the way. Ah, yeah.
Show me the way. Baby, show me the way. Vibe on replay. Replay every day. Kuna moja tu. Mapi asanti. Let's go, auntie. Let's go for auntie. See, I'ma do this right, never ever could I do this if force. While increasing the funds, we're still checking the scores. Whether it's high goals galore or we're coming up short, still the passion is up in arms, loud as hell to the core. Analysis along with stats, now Jerry runs through that. While G's keeping it G, we'll play a race with facts. No cap, we keep it thorough, keep it true. For every borough, tuning into the thesis of true clean. See, you're tuning to the pitch. Talking ballers, goal stats, or kits that keep it fly for every player, ball and slick. See, you're tuning to the pitch. Talking all the fundamentals of the sport we love. Perfect show, feeling flow. See, you're tuning to the pitch. See, you're tuning to the pitch. We welcome you to the pitch.
Just killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system since Lubac left. You don't want to change from the 4-3. Boom, boom, boom. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, people? We are back again on the Jerry James Show for another roundup, another daily roundup. We're going to be doing these daily, or as much as possible. You know, I want to get out to you guys. I want to make sure I'm in and about. I mean, the content space. So big up to your damn selves. Make sure if anytime you see me on screen, you're smashing the like. Please smash the like. Look. How many people are going to be in the building? Yes, it is a midday stream. People will be at work. Some people will be on their way doing the school run. Whatever it is, if you're watching this on a replay, please make sure you're smashing the like. We've got a lot to talk about, man. We've got the Jota injury updates. We've got obviously updates on Darwin Nunez, Curtis Jones, Mohamed Salah. Worrying news surrounding Mohamed Salah, especially after that fantastic performance against Brentford. And of course, we want to know about Alisson, and then we're going to get into talking about, you know, potential Klopp replacements. There's a lot of discussions surrounding potential candidates, Xabi Alonso, and that's what's making rounds on the circuit at the moment. So big up to everyone in the building. Make sure if you're watching on X, again, I'm going to say on Twitch, head over to here, smash a like, engage with the community on the chat. Trust me, we don't bite. We're all cool. Any type of, opinion is valid on this show. As you can see, I'm wearing a retro Liverpool top. I haven't actually worn a Liverpool top for ages. So I said to myself, why not just fling on the retro for the stream? Do you know what I mean? Go with that retro vibe. And it might give you an indication into what we're going to talk about in regards to Darwin Nunez finishing if you've been on socials today. But before we get into it, of course, big up to everyone in the building. Big up to LFCJ as well, saying love the interest on what's it called. Which one, LFCJ? Let me know. If it's swing my way, it's all from Jay, from John the the person that's in charge of the music on this channel. So make sure you're heading over to there. It's John the on YouTube, on Insta, whatever, and you can check out his music on Spotify as well. Top man. We've got Ale in the building as well, saying big up JJ. What's cooking? What's cooking? Nothing at the moment, you know. Nothing at the moment. I had breakfast mad late. I had breakfast 2 hours ago, because I had breakfast very, very late on intermittent fasting and that type of thing. So look, without further ado, we're going to get straight into it, man. And of course, we want to know what's obviously, we want to discuss not only the game, and we discussed the game yesterday on the tactics board, but of course, we want to go and take a deeper dive into the injuries, man. And the injuries are really, really concerning for Liverpool at the moment. You know, we've got a massive game on the horizon on the weekend, obviously in between Brentford and Chelsea. We've got a Luton Town game, obviously at home, that's sandwiched in between on Wednesday, a couple of days from now. That's today's Monday. And I'm struggling to understand why our players are picking up these injuries on such a consistent basis. Why is it that Alisson, has a hamstring injury, is presumably fine, fit to play the next game, but comes down with illness and is now unavailable for the next game? We haven't had a concrete update on Alisson's status as of yet. We just know it's a hamstring injury and that we're awaiting scan results. Trent's in a very similar situation where, where Trent is, had a very bad knee injury. He jarred it very, very badly. If anything, it looked worse than the Jota one. He comes back for a couple of games, looks really, really poor. And now he's out of the team again. Obviously re-injuring or kind of, I don't even know what to call it. And now I'm looking at Salah, and Salah's in a very similar situation as well, alongside the fact that Jota has also picked up an injury now. And Darwin Nunez is, like, if we're being honest, I've went and had a look, and Darwin Nunez collects his fair amount of injuries every 4 or 5 games. He goes down with a niggling injury. He can't start because, we're protecting him, and I don't really know what's going on. And I'd really want to go and find out. And, Jurgen Klopp, as you can see in the thumbnail, guys, Jurgen Klopp, hands on head in the game. Anytime a challenge went in at a Liverpool player, understanding that, with the Carabao Cup final on the horizon, with us being firmly in the position to now challenge for the title, and with the title being in our own hands, we need all the support and kind of all the resources at all the disposable resources. Obviously, we need them on hand. So for me, I'm really looking at this situation and quite worried. And I'm actually going to do a members video on what the hell's going on with the medical team and the medical staff. I'm going to actually take a deep dive in terms of who we've got at the moment, who we had before, and hell, maybe we've always had these injuries, but they're just kind of highlighted and emphasized even more due to the fact that we're in a precarious position in terms of going for obviously challenging for 4 trophies in a title race, in a 3-way title race that hasn't happened for, you could argue, almost a decade. It's been one team winning it consistently, or it's been Liverpool chasing them, and that's how it's been for the longest now. So I'm gonna have to go and do it because I'm really starting to question what is going on at Liverpool Football Club. And I'm not one for conspiracies. I'm not one to go and start pushing the blame on people. I understand that some injuries are just part and parcel of the game. Like, you can't preempt, you can't prevent injuries, especially Jota's injury that was so innocuous, a player landing on his knee. But I need to, for my personal sanity, I need to kind of maybe understand what's going on and whether there's any changes into how we're approaching games. There's obviously been rumours about Klopp having too much power. I'm not one to go and say that, but I think it's something to definitely go and look at. And if we obviously have a little pop here at what's going on, 2 seconds here. Jurgen Klopp really obviously discusses it here and states, you know, talks about Liverpool's issues, saying Liverpool player Curtis Jones and Diogo Jota both went off injured in the first half of the encounter on Saturday. Midfielder Jones left the stadium on crutches after picking up an ankle injury, and the informed Jota left the pitch on a stretcher. That doesn't sound good, man. For any Liverpool fan, it just doesn't sound good. Midfielder Jones left. Liverpool's injury issues compounded as Nunez was withdrawn with a knock after finding the net with an outstanding finish. Now, Klopp, this is what Klopp had to say after the game on the injuries. We haven't heard from him yet, but we will do in the next day or so, I believe. Klopp on injuries, we have to see how bad the injuries are. We don't know that yet. The fact Curtis cannot play on tells you it must be something, because he would have played on at all costs. Diogo looked worse. I didn't see it back, but I heard the pictures didn't look great. We have to see there. Darwin, we took off because we felt he had a little something, but it was enough for us to push the break. So we took him off. The performance level could have dropped after the injuries, but it was the other way around. It actually went and got better. Goes on to say, we played an exceptional game, by far the best game we've played at Brentford, dealing with all specific situations that they create and being as dominant as you can somehow be. Be calm in the right moments, be direct in the right moments, use their man marking play against the line. All of these things, I saw a top game, and it was a top game. When we go and look back on it, it was 100% a top game. But I'm looking at this Liverpool team now. Going into this Luton game, Luton proved that, of course, they were at home, but they're a team that can cause a lot of problems to a team. Now, I'm not comparing us to a United, no. But it's very worrying that, I mean, of course, the performance levels increased, but that was with the introduction of Mo Salah. Mo Salah now is reportedly injured. And according to some reports, if we go and get this up for you guys, two seconds, people. Two seconds here. There we go. Instead, let me just share this with you guys. And here, how you can see here is, and this is what's really worrying, man. It's worrying. Mohamed Salah's injury has renewed and will be absent from the Luton Town match. Obviously, posted by Anything Liverpool. This was first dropped by Steve Hall from the Redmen TV, who obviously got the lowdown saying that apparently Salah would be injured. Now, of course, I'm looking at this, and it's going to be very worrying, man, if that's the case. Now, of course, we have enough firepower, and I think we have enough firepower to get through Luton. But as we know with Liverpool, can we trust them when they go and say, Salah's out for Luton, but will be fine for the weekend? That turnover, I mean, Wednesday to Sunday or Wednesday to Saturday isn't a lot. It isn't a wide, do you know what I mean? A big time scale, a big time frame. So it becomes very, very, I don't know, interesting here. It gets very, very interesting here, man. Big up to Honesty in the building as well. That's obviously become a member. He's been a member for 5 months. Big up to your damn self. And obviously dropping in with a super chat saying Liverpool are waiting further assessment of Diogo Jota's knee injury. Was Jota determined to play a part in the end of the season running? Yeah, and looking, you know, if it is a 2-month spell, he probably comes back for the last 3 or 4 games in the Premier League. 2, 3, 4 games. Would we want to go and risk him and get him injured again if that's the case? These are the questions that we're going to obviously have when it comes to that, man. Honestly, going on to say here that obviously Curtis Jones had a scan on Sunday and faces a wait to see if he can feature at Wembley on Sunday, and that's going to be a massive one. And obviously, that's the one on the horizon, isn't it? Hussam has been one, and an advocate, big up to Hussam, and this is football, that's been discussing the idea or entertaining the idea of Liverpool potentially sacrificing the Europa League or the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup and focusing on the league because the league is more important. And when you look at the injuries that we're starting to go and pick up, I don't frown upon that idea potentially. I don't frown upon the idea. Would I do that? I'm not too sure. But I wouldn't frown upon it, man. I definitely wouldn't frown upon it. And let's say, how Salah injured? Yeah, well, apparently he's re-injured. He's renewed injury, so the hamstring injuries reoccurred due to fatigue, etc., etc. So that's a problem. Big up to Jide in the building saying, "Big up, Jerry. Do you think it's our style of play that's causing these injuries?" I wouldn't say the style of play causes the injuries, but that the more you operate at a higher intense level, the more you're overworked. It does play a part into injuries. Now, there's an argument to say, are Liverpool players being overworked? But we have rotated the squad quite well. You then have to look at the medical department. How are they training? How are they? Do you know what I mean? What is the recovery like? There's so many nuances when you're talking about fitness. It's difficult to say because, you know, Szoboszlai, for one, wasn't an injury-prone player ever. He was never an injury-prone player. So, you know, the amount of injuries he's starting to obviously pick up along the way through his Liverpool career is a concern. Jota's just picked up a lot of injuries since he's been at Liverpool. You can actually categorize him as an injury-prone player, I think. Trent doesn't really pick up injuries, and that knee injury for me is a concern. Anytime it's to do with knees, Jide would know because we kick ball together. But yeah, knee injuries are a sticky situation. Hamstring injury for Salah, worrying as well because Salah doesn't pick up hamstring injuries, although he looked ridiculously sharp on the weekend. So we're just going to have to wait and see, man. We're just going to have to wait and see. We got Streets Approved Temp saying, who is more important to you, Jerry, Jota or Jones? If I'm going to be honest, I think the biggest injury that we have to us right now is, of course, we've got Alisson out injured. We've got Szoboszlai and we've got Salah that could potentially be injured. But it looks like he'll probably be back for the weekend, right? Out of those two, I'm going to go with Jones because Jones is more important to how we want to go and play. I think he's better than Gravenberch. I think he's crucial. I think we played better with Curtis Jones in the side. And we have players that can score goals, and I've proven it. So Salah's been out injured and we were able to go and get the business. Jota went off injured. Nunez came off and we were still able to go and score multiple goals after that. So I would say Jones, it doesn't take away from the fact that Jota would be a big miss because when you go into crunch time and we need, you know, to win a game 1-0, can we trust Nunez to get that 1-0 victory for us? Great finish on the weekend. Can he do it consistently? Can he do it consistently? That's the question, you know, because if Salah's in the team, we've got someone that can finish. So swapping Salah out for Jota isn't the worst thing in the world, right? The problem is when you start to look at Nunez being out injured and you're relying on Gakpo, that's when it becomes worse for me. But, you know, El Hero saying Europa and FA Cup full rotations. We've got Andre Ganji saying Sobo, Trent and Salah all come back from injury and then get re-injured. Surely they're being rushed back. I mean, when you see that on paper, it's difficult to argue against it. Like, I'm not one to entertain conspiracy theories, but you're making sense, Mr. Ganji. We've got Ale saying the BTEC Europa League should be the least of our priorities. Just play the kids, no first team players. Liverpool had a team that want to win everything, though. That's the problem. We've got Ale here saying Jota is the worst one for me. I get it. But for me, again, is it the worst one? I'm not too sure, man. I'm not too sure. I'm looking at Liverpool, and we've got to explore this injury crisis. I'm definitely going to do it for the members. So for like people like Honesty that have been a member now, become a member, man, because you're going to get that different bit of content as well. So sign up as a member. I appreciate the super chats as well, Honesty. Make sure we're smashing the like, guys. And yeah, so it's going to be interesting, man. And if we go and actually have a look, what I've been actually able to go and do and look at what in Liverpool are dealing with in regards to injuries is 2 seconds. Let me just get this up here. You have a look here, and this is obviously Liverpool's injured 11 as it stands. Now, this injured 11, could they finish in the top half of the Premier League table? I think so. Forget the formation, forget the lineup. You might want to move some players about. You might want to play a 4-3-3. You might want to play 3 at the back. Whatever you might want to go and do. It's a top 10 team. You know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 first. Like, look, you've got Salah, that's a first team player. Curtis Jones is a first team player. Alisson's a first team player. Matip would be a first team player had he not been injured, right? We've got to be honest about it. Trent's a first team player. Darwin and Jota. 7 first team players out. Like huge concerns, man. Big up to Justin in the building saying, how serious are the injuries on Nunez and Salah and Jones? The Nunez one, it was a knock, and obviously they had to go and take him off at half time. Because they were worried and knew they had obviously succumbed to 2 injuries early in the game, and they know about the injuries they've already got in the squad. That's understandable. So here's one isn't as serious. Like, if I had to go and rank them, it'd be Nunez at the bottom in terms of, you know, how severe it is. He may make an appearance against Luton. I think we won't see him, if I'm being honest. Jones is a mid-severity, like a mild severity to that. High ankle sprain, it looks like. So he could be out for 10 days. It could be 2 weeks, a month. You just have to play it by ear and see how the body recovers, especially when it's to do with ligaments in the ankle. Jota's the serious one because of the MCL, the PCL, which is a posterior cruciate ligament. So essentially, it stops your knee from going backwards. So when Jota was on the ground with his knee bent, his knee obviously has gone in on itself. So it completely, if it's ruptured, you're out for 9 months. They're saying it's 2 months, and he hasn't gone and ruptured it at all. And I've seen that on the data. So you're looking about a 2-month period for Jota in terms of being out. Honestly saying here, if we drop the Europa and don't win the Prem and only win the Carabao Cup, everyone will say Klopp ended this fight. No, 100%. 100%. That's why we have to go for all of these, man. We have to go for all of these. We can't entertain the idea that we're going to put all our eggs in one basket and then end up with, do you know what I mean? No eggs in the basket at all at the end of the season. Put all our bet on it, but then reap no rewards. We have to reap some rewards from this season. We have to go and try win every competition we're in. That's the only way to go and do it. But that's the injured 11, man. It's interesting to go and see, man. Very interesting to see. Mad. So let me know what you guys obviously think about that. Let me know how detrimental would these injuries be to Liverpool. Do you think Salah, Nunez make an appearance against Luton on Wednesday? I'll be there live and direct. So I'll be able to go and provide a good account on how Liverpool perform without these 2 players. You know, Nunez with a fantastic finish, of course, and that leads me on to the next thing as well. Let me actually get it up for you guys. Let me get it up because, like I said, my top might actually really give you an insight into what we're going to discuss right now. So, guys, make sure we're smashing a like as well. What it is, JJ Kid, you good? I'm good, man. Hope you're doing well. Keep it real. We've got Jin Kazama saying that kick reminds me of Fowler's bicycle kick volley versus Charlton. I hear that. We've got Streets Approved Tem saying, I personally think more one more injury to the first 11 will be the end of everything. I think so as well. We got Bassett saying Sobbo is a Hendo regen, no Tekker, just energy. He's definitely got Tekkers. Look at the goals he scored this season. Honestly saying I wouldn't risk them. I hear you. Keep it real saying here, did you see Michael Owen have a little dig at Darwin after he praised the goal? Yes, and spot on. This is exactly what we're going to do right now. Exactly what we're going to go and do right now. So, wanted to discuss this with you guys. See what you guys' thoughts are. Let me just zoom in for you because some of you guys you might not be able to get and see, and I'll let you guys know if you're watching this, like, do you know what I mean, or listening to this as opposed to watching it. But you can see Michael Owen tweeted yesterday morning, really. So 2 days after or a day after the game, obviously talking about Darwin Nunez finish, and obviously going on to say that finish from Darwin Nunez yesterday was insane. I can't stop watching it, and I can't begin to explain how difficult a skill that is. Moving at pace, the ball running away from you, being outside the box with no room for error. Incredible. But it is also further proof that if he is to get closer to becoming the great player many people think he can be, he has to adapt his way of thinking. I mean, to even consider that finish is madness. It's a 1 in 10, 2 in 10 finish at best. Learning to slot, dink, or go around the keeper, is a far more productive way to score and will increase his chances to 4 or 5 in 10, thus massively increasing his end return. I'm not trying to rain on his parade, as that goal was pure class, but I'd rather see it when Liverpool are 3-0 up, not at 0-0. Let me know what you guys think regarding that. I'm gonna be quite honest about it, right? And I don't want to be controversial. So you're probably going to cook me. Some people are going to say I'm cancelled. To a certain extent, like, for what you're saying, I agree. The problem we've got with this is the fact that Darwin scored. So any criticism to someone that scored can look a bit, do you know what I mean? You could look a bit funny at it. Like, why are you criticizing someone that scored? It was a fantastic goal. And you go and he actually states that chip is incredibly difficult, and it is. If I was to go and chip someone, it's always at an angle, so I can get my foot around it and dink it. Doing it head on, that's crazy. And if we're going to be deadly honest, Klopp's reaction. Oh, let's see if I can get it. I can. I've actually got it here. Here we go. I'm going to get up for you guys. Klopp's reaction, that finish, did not suggest there was any confidence. Hold on. Why is it not saving, man? Two seconds, people. I'm trying to get up. For some reason, not working. There we go. Cool. Got it. Guys, make sure we're smashing a like as well, people. But Klopp's reaction, he thought Nunez was going to miss. He thought Nunez was going to miss. He looked at that chip, people, and said, you know what? This guy's about to miss. That first reaction. Can you imagine the anger? The anger Klopp would have had if Darwin had missed that finish. Now, I'm not raining on this parade. I'm just saying, I hear what Michael Owen is saying. Let me know what you guys think. Fantastic finish. exuding confidence, ridiculous finish if we're being honest, ridiculous. Not only is Nunez tall, so the chip is always more difficult because your center of gravity is different. So your leg proportions and the distance between your foot, your body, the ball, the mechanics and stuff is different. Flecken was standing. The keeper didn't go to ground. That's one of the best finishes I've seen this season, as a whole. The difficulty of it. Let me know what you guys think. We've got Streets Approved Tem saying Michael Owen is speaking facts 100%. We've got Jin Kazama saying, what the hell is Owen talking about? Going on to say Owen is wrong. Sorry. We've got El Hero saying Owen is right. Jerton saying, oh, we've done that already. I'll do that later. Revenite, big up to Revenite. I haven't seen you in a long time, man. Saying, I agree with Owen, but it's not the time. Now, I hear that it's not the time, but is it better to go and criticize when you're up or criticize when you're down? That's something we need to think about. We've got El Hero saying only Nunez can try this shit. Benzema, Suarez, Ronaldo, Lewandowski wouldn't dare. We've got Revenant saying Darwin isn't the orthodox striker. He was looking at it that black and white is wrong. Sorry, but I get his logic. I get it. We've got Jamrock here saying you can look at it in another way. Nunez is becoming extremely confident. Facts. He would have been in a no-win situation had he passed it across. You know what? Had he passed it across and we scored, I don't think we would have said anything. I think we just said good football. And we probably would have just praised Jota. I don't think we would have said anything about Nunez. Had he scored the goal and it just been like, Nunez gets it, he runs through on goal, Jota's there to score it, he gives it to Jota and Jota just finishes. We're just like, what a great goal. And we probably obviously just praise Jota for their set and then obviously scoring the goal. Fantastic finish though. I'm not going to take anything away from him. Honestly saying Darwin is the only one that can score a bad man goal and get criticised for it. Diaz and Gakpo did that. They'll be praising the finish, and Darwin is on great form. Owen es un pendejo. Nah, man, I disagree, man. I don't think he was trying to get onto it. I don't think he's criticising him. I think it's fair though, isn't it? A great finish, but when he's a striker that doesn't fit, he's not very clinical. When he does something like that, it's that frustration, is it? That Nunez can score the extraordinary goals, but the simple ones, the tap-ins that really are your bread and butter as a striker, he sometimes fails to convert, and I think that's what people are saying. El Hero is saying this keeper is tall as hell. Facts. Scrap saying, to be fair, that stops reaction every time. No, that was a bit different. Jamrock saying, I get what Owen is saying. Nunez made it more difficult than it needed to be. We got Revenant here saying, oh, people would have criticised him because he has a 9 in the back past him. Oh, maybe so. Scrap saying, watch now, though. Nunez will do that chip every time thinking, oh, it works. Streets Approved 10%. I watched it back. If Nunez squares it, the goal will be ruled offside on VAR. Maybe so. I'd have to look back at it. And we've got Jamrock saying, Jerry, hold up now, Jerry. We just saw UNG a few weeks ago that when did we start talking about strikers and goal and GAs and not mostly Gs for forward? We just saw UNG a few weeks ago that when did we start talking about strikers and GAs and not mostly Gs for forwards? No. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying people wouldn't say Darwin Nunez had a great assist or had a great performance. They wouldn't say that. I'm happy he took the shot on. I'm happy he got the goal. I'm saying that no one would have criticised anything if he just went and scored it. We'd just be focused on Jota. We wouldn't be like, oh my God, he didn't go and finish the goal. We've seen those 1-2 passes, do you know what I mean, from City, Bayern, between Barcelona back in the day. Those things happen. We've seen that even with Mohamed Salah, Mane and Bobby. It's because he's not scoring. That's what I'm trying to go and say. Ale saying, I'd be more scared if Nunez was going for a tap-in than a chip. And that's the problem. That's the problem, I think. But listen, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you're watching this on the replay, let me know as well. How many likes are we on? Let me just have a look now. Guys, we're on 25 likes. There's 30 of us in the building, over 30. Can we get to 30 likes, people? Smash the like. More people get to watch. It helps the algorithms. Yes, I'm not going to hide it from you. The algorithms mean the more people like the video, the more people are in the chat, the more people are going to be showing the video. So please, please, please like up. Honestly saying, did Darwin make it more difficult or did he do something no one expected? Not comparing. Garnacho also went 1v1 versus the keeper, but Lokonga expected what Garnacho was going to do. Facts. And he fluffed his lines, innit? He done poorly. But do you remember? Do we remember when Origi, did he not chip or like he dinked, like he shot from outside of the box, and it was like it was going in and it came off the bar, and we didn't score. I remember a lot of people criticizing Origi, saying, "Oh, why didn't you just take it around him?" And there's always going to be criticism for what you could have, should have done. Great finish anyway. Great finish, and I think that's the way we should keep it. It was just a fantastic finish, man. Cool. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. And big up to LFCJ. That's the one, Origi versus Burnley. Fact. But let's move on though. Managers. Of course, this is going to be the talk of the town for a long time, man. It's going to be the talk of the town for a long time because Liverpool, unfortunately, are in a position where we are looking for a manager. Like, we need a manager. We're going to have to look at a manager. We're in a situation now where, you know, we need someone to go and take the reins of Klopp. Has it come prematurely? For some, yes. For some people, they're very happy. But it's something that we need to discuss. And now, this has been the talk right now. Of course, Melissa Reddy, Sky Sports Melissa Reddy, obviously has written an in-depth article stating what the Liverpool position is and the Liverpool hierarchy's position is in regards to who they think should be appointed the next Liverpool manager in the summer after Klopp's departure. It goes on to say, obviously, the scale of Liverpool's challenges appointing their next manager cannot be underestimated, of course. Liverpool's hierarchy understands to the highest degree that there isn't another Jurgen Klopp out there. They are not interested in a light version of him either. Someone who can almost play the same way. Someone who can kind of develop talent well. Someone the raw data says is the closest thing. That is crucial into trying to understand who we think the Liverpool manager will be. That is crucial. And the reason why it's crucial is because there's been an argument from certain sectors of Liverpool fans and certain just football fans in general that are looking towards managers that can kind of fit into what Klopp's already doing and kind of carry on with Klopp's like work. And of course, on the precipice, yes, in terms of the performances, the Champions League finals, the titles, the enthusiasm for the game. We all want that to continue at Liverpool beyond Jurgen Klopp. But I've been an advocate for saying that it'd be wrong for Liverpool to go and find a Klopp replacement because you can't replace what Klopp is. Klopp's irreplaceable. You need a manager replacement, not a Klopp replacement. And that's why I think it's interesting to go and see that the Liverpool hierarchy, as stated here, state that they are not, and I repeat, not interested in a light version of Klopp. Someone who can almost play the same way. Someone who can kind of develop talent as well. Someone the raw data says is the closest thing. Which to me really doesn't put a Debbie downer, but the likes of a Ruben Amorim potentially, the likes of a Thomas Frank really start to not go down in my estimation as a manager because I think they're very good managers and I wouldn't mind having them. But would they be the appointments that Liverpool really go for? Liverpool know that appointing a new manager, the right fit for the future, is not a search for Klopp 2.0. That would be a wasted, failed, and frankly ridiculous task. Screams to me, if I'm being honest, a lot about a certain manager in the Prem. And man saying it's Alonso De Zerbi. Facts. This is what it screams to me, guys. However, they do go on to say Melissa goes on to say that the hierarchy are also aware that whoever succeeds the German needs to connect with the supporters, the city, and the spirit of the club. As one former member of staff who worked closely with Klopp and was privy to the databases of analysis put it, there are a lot of good managers out there. There are not a lot of good Liverpool managers. So how does the club filter their search of a successor? There have been accurate reports that a data-driven approach will be used by Liverpool, but that has been misread as locating a statistical match in terms of playing style formation used. So people are looking at who fits Klopp the most. Who we look at the players that we've got now. Who's the player that would invert them right back and play a false nine and have a Salah doing the same role he does and play McAllister in the 6 and yada, 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 yada. That's been obviously misinterpreted by a lot. While underlying numbers, such as measuring overperformance and impact on a club, will guide the processes, it will not decide if Liverpool. It will not decide it. Sorry, so it will not decide that. Looking at the numbers will not decide what Liverpool want. Liverpool have to look beyond the data and seek out someone the squad, staff, and supporters want to invest in and join on a fresh journey. He goes to say, but one reason why Liverpool's challenge is so seismic is because Klopp was determined that his own journey with the club wouldn't end when he disembarked. Goes on to say here, speaks about, do you know what I mean, leaving the club. Goes on to talk about, and this is what I'm saying, Xabi Alonso, right? Now, Xabi Alonso, the man that, you know, a lot of people look as a favourite. Melissa already describes him as a standout manager for Liverpool. Standout candidate. And he's a standout manager in world football. The likes of Bayern Munich, interested to replace him with, replace Tuchel with Alonso. Real Madrid, looking maybe not this summer, but looking towards next summer. When Ancelotti's time at Real Madrid comes to an end, for Alonso to come back. His connection with these three big institutions is one that can't be obviously overlooked. And the style of football he's playing, the way he's able to go and play football, what he's done at Bayer Leverkusen so far, in about 60 games or so far, is nothing short of extraordinary. However, it's only been 60 games. Is that someone Liverpool would want to go and take a punt on? A manager that's had 60 games of football. That's cutting his time, if we're being honest, at Bayer Leverkusen short. He hasn't established himself or rooted himself in football as a manager yet. Guardiola was given time to go and do that at Barca. 5-6 years at the top, at the pinnacle of football. Is that something Alonso would go and want to go and look at? Does he want to go and move to a different league, different players, different strategy, and challenge himself once more? That's something we need to discuss. Mrs. Reddy goes on to state it is testament not only to his suitability for the role, but his status as the next top manager that Alonso is spoken about separately in the discussion for the Liverpool job. There is Xabi and then the others. It is a consequence of his small yet sublime body of work so far. The construction at Real Sociedad B, leading them to back-to-back Segunda Division for the first time since 1961-62, and then quickly transforming Bayer Leverkusen into a tactically supreme unbeaten machine this season. Only Guardiola's Bayern Munich have ever set a better pace atop at the Bundesliga. Bayern have not been beaten in 32 matches across all competitions and are in the German Cup semi-finals and the last 16 of the Europa League. They are on a special run and are primed to make history this season. Bayern played with the panache and intelligence, lionizing possession, but also shifting to control the game without the ball, as they showcased in a 3-0 masterclass against Bayern. Probably one of the most flexible teams in the Premier League. I mean, in world football, in terms of being able to really focus on dominating possession of the ball, very different to what Klopp wants to go and do. But also understanding that, you know what, we need to be good off the ball as well and control games off the ball. Interesting to go and see. As you can go and see here, Alonso's tactics have shifted towards short passing since his time at Real Sociedad B, with the majority with, I mean, going from about 40% short passing to 60% short passing at Liverpool, by Leverkusen, really showing that he can potentially find a middle ground with this group of players that we've got that are used to playing a very much more direct style of football, but at times struggle to be, you know what I mean, do the short passing. Very good at adopting a high press, as we can see here. Higher than Liverpool, with high 10.82 turnovers per 90. Liverpool adopting 9.72. We're probably higher before we went and got rid of the likes of Mane, etc. You got De Zerbi, of course. The two standout candidates, and big up to Ends in the building that discussed it. This is what he spoke about. Guys, make sure we're smashing the like as well, people. If you're new into the chat, big up, salute yourselves, hit that like button. It's that like just above on bottom right hand of your screen. The little thumbs up. Hit the like, man. Hit the like. De Zerbi. De Zerbi, interestingly enough, a manager that a lot of people don't really want. Liverpool fans, especially on socials, aren't too keen on De Zerbi. Quoting that De Zerbi has made, you know, Brighton worse. El Hero in the chat. Zerbi not of the required level. Based on what? Last season, if Klopp had left beginning of last of this season or end of last season, and we were announced that De Zerbi was becoming our manager, we'd have parades about De Zerbi. So funny how 6 months changes your opinion on a manager. When they slapped Man City on the back end of last season, when we were looking to go and poach the likes of Caicedo, looking to poach McAllister, looking to poach Levi Colwill. Of course, all great players in their individual right. But they were able to perform at that level because of the system they were in. Look at the players that are coming through. Mitoma. We wanted Mitoma. Shout for Evan Ferguson. We need to put some respect on his name. If hypothetically Xabi Alonso loses the league, gets knocked out in Europa League last 16, gets knocked out of the DFK Pokal, what do we say then? Is he good enough? Did he bottle it? Where's the discussion? Guardiola calls him one of the most influential managers of the last 20 years. De Zerbi's ability to innovate and communicate unique concepts to his players who absorb it is so quickly and effectively is a core weapon. Lallana, ex-Liverpool player, speaks about how he made football make so much more sense to him. Whilst Lewis Dunk, a player that I really like, offered saying, I see football in a completely different way since the new manager has come in. That idea of what I did before, I thought it made sense. But when you learn something completely different, you believe it in it. And this makes sense. You think, why didn't I know this? De Zerbi's passionate and emotive personality resonates well with the players, and with the ones he coached at Sassuolo and Shakhtar Donetsk still remain in regular touch with him. It's unequivocal that he makes individuals and teams so much better, convincing them that there is no limit to what they can achieve. The 21st group stated that, you know, in terms of managerial style, De Zerbi comes closest in terms of who he is. Where's Amorim? 18th place with 85%. Where's Xabi Alonso? (143rd) in terms of similarity. And what they mean by similarity is their ability to manage with passion their style, the way they go and adopt it. When you talk about continuity, right? It's not necessarily the football on the pitch, it's off the pitch. It's the message that resonates with the players. Definitely something to look at. Definitely something to look at. She goes on to say, Brighton, the team with the estimated second lowest wage bill for the last season, plays with the same kind of ball monopolization as the all-conquering state-powered treble-winning Man City, is something to definitely look at. And this is what people don't realise. This is what people don't realise. Brighton, for how bad they've been this season, how worse people think they are this season, they still dominate the ball. Second in terms of possession stats. We speak about the inability to break down low blocks. They can do it on a regular basis. They haven't got the play that Liverpool got, though. And I know football doesn't work like that. If we could transition that over, how beneficial could that be? Only the champions have more possession than Brighton in sequences with 10 or more passes. They use the ball differently, though, and press higher with more intensity and more switches of speed to their game. While Brighton largely are a contrast to Liverpool's directness, Alexis McAllister, Lallana, and James Milner will provide testimony that De Zerbi confused the Merseysiders with dynamism and more control. There will be question marks over defensive numbers and how this temperament would stack up in a more pressured, demanding environment, but the 44-year-old ticks a lot of the main boxes. He outperforms resources, has a magnetic personality, and plays the kind of football that draws applause from other managers. And then we've got Thomas Frank. And talking about if you're looking for a statistical match for Liverpool's approach, the data would highlight Frank's Brentford, who are as direct, play with a similar speed and intensity, and switch to play nearly as much. If we watched that game, everyone knew. If we watched that Frank game, and if you want a manager that's going to fit what Klopp does, and you want to continue what Klopp's done, in the same way you'd want to go and keep Linders around the team, Thomas Frank is the guy. Thomas Frank is the guy. If you watch that Brentford game, they played exactly this. It looked like Liverpool A versus Liverpool B. The same style of football. We dominated a lot of the ball, of course, but they tried to attack with that same intensity. And for that first 38 minutes, they were the better team and they created the better chances. Klopp hugging onto Tony. Imagine Tony coming to Liverpool with Thomas Frank. Imagine that. A Tony and Nunez partnership up top. It would be interesting. It would be interesting. The Dane has a very good coach, is a very good coach, proving he can toggle between building an attack machine to tear through the championship and a more defensive-minded, effective unit to consolidate Premier League status. As you can see here, Brentford's fast and direct build-up play, the speed is very similar. And look, 14.18% of long passes, 8.72% of long passes. We play with more possession, but you can see how different we are. Brighton are down here. Man City are here. Brighton are here. In terms of similarities, the closest coach. Frank communicates well with his open and honest nature, appreciated by owners and senior executives who have to consider how their club is represented in front of the cameras every few days. The relationship he has built with Brentford fans is another big nod, as his improvement of the players of Ivan Toney, David Raya, Ezri Konza, Ben Rama, Ollie Watkins. There's so many. Frank fares highly in terms of maximizing resources and going beyond expectations. The big unknown is how he would cope out of Brentford's super slick controlled operation, and if he can transition to a club that wants to be a domestic and European powerhouse where draws feel like defeats. And I'm not going to get involved into talking about the rest, because for me, those are the 2-3 names I'm looking at and think, yeah, they're top. But this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Top manager. Top managers. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't be opposed to any of these managers becoming Liverpool players. Big up to Honesty with the super chat. Hugely appreciated, saying Liverpool are plotting to bring Bayer Leverkusen manager Xabi Alonso and sporting director Simon Rolfs to the club in a sensational double swoop. This is from the Footy Insider. Don't know how accurate that is, but interesting. We've got Fabrizio Romano saying, plan to keep going with Thomas Tuchel after internal discussion tonight. Tuchel, I feel the support. I know my relationship with CEO Dresen, and know how we work together. We've got Honesty as well. Ensman in the building saying, we need a ball-playing manager now, Alonso or De Zerbi. I agree with this. I would go towards a ball-playing style of manager and wouldn't be too fussed with who it would be. I think we need to go away from what we did because I think we need a different change. We need to be a Liverpool 2.0. We've got KLN Sleepy saying he's a Rodgers 2.0. Jin Kazama saying, I don't want Klopp football. I want something new. Jamrock here saying, the only issue I have with De Zerbi is defensively, and I get it. It makes sense. We've got Keep It All saying De Zerbi with Liverpool players would have them ball out. Exactly. And I think defensively as well, we have to remember, he would have Van Dijk, Konate, Alisson. He may invest in a right back that may make us a bit more solid individually. You never know. You never know, man. Alonso Amarin or Flick. We got Keep It Raw saying Klopp sent at the game at Anfield is like watching his old team play. Exactly. El Hero saying Frank can clean the restroom. Yeah, you're a bit mad. Jamrock saying I'd rather not Tony. Imagine Tony playing for LFC. I like Tony. He's one of my favorite players. I'm not gonna lie. There'll be a lot of sacrifices I would make in this squad to have Tony in the team. Not gonna lie. Ale saying people don't watch Brighton and don't see how well Brighton moved the ball from keeper to the front men. It's only they lack quality striker, hence why they make Clu's comments. Exactly. And it's like if Tony doesn't play and Bromo's not as clinical, Wissa isn't always as clinical, Malpe isn't always as clinical. And look, Tony got to go again. What is that, 5-5 now? Crazy. We've got Atlas God saying, these are the man you wanted Klopp gone for. These are the man you all wanted Klopp gone for. Yes, for a change, mate. For a change, which Klopp admits he wants to change as well. He's not being forced at the club. He wants to go. Keep It Raw saying, at the end of the game, did you see Tony getting his Klopp hugs in because he won't get another chance? Facts. Revenant saying, Tony and Nunez, 2 up top would be a fantastic pairing. I agree. We've got Jamrock saying, I hear you, Jerry. I'll pass on Tony. That's fair. I hear you, man. Alexander Delos saying, hi, JJ, is Jota's injury confirmed? Yes, it is, man. Yes, it is. Jota's injury is confirmed. PCL injury. How long, we're not sure as well. We're going to have to wait until we get reports, and that will probably be in the presser tomorrow, so we'll have to wait until that. But look, people, that's been the Red Roundup. Big up to everyone in the building. Tony for 20 mil, I'm taking it. Big up to everyone in the building. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to smash the like if you're watching this on a replay. Big up to Honesty for all the super chats you've donated. I really, really do. Appreciate it wholeheartedly, man. Really, really do. Guys, become a member, as the members video will be dropping today when I discuss what's going on in the medical department. That's going to be discussed. You've got to go and get involved in it, man. So make sure you become a member. Smash the like if you haven't already. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell, as I'm going to be getting live tomorrow also with, of course, the preview for the Luton game, which will be an interesting one because I'm talking about my old club. Like, I'm going to be analysing my old club, and my old club has actually come to Liverpool, which to me is madness. I might even have to wear my Luton top. How about that? My Luton training gear. How about that? But look, people, thank you so much for tuning in. It's been the J James Show. Make sure you're hitting the like. You're subscribing if you're new to the channel. Stay blessed. It's the J James Show, and we are out. Peace.